Hello everybody, I'm doing another review. What is that? Sorry. This time it is on some manga, and it is these two. This is volume 1 of Sailor V, and volume 1 of Sailor Moon, or Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon, excuse me, and this says codename Sailor V. This is my favorite manga series. I've read this several times, so this is not the first time I read it. I read it when I was little in elementary school back in the 90s, and we had a different translation. Actually, hold on, let me get it. Please enjoy my autograph. Okay. So there it is. This is the original version of the manga in English from the 90s. It is from, it says 99. It's a used copy, it's $5. So it looked like this, and it had a beautiful cover artwork here. And I don't remember how many there were of these. This one covers 3 chapters. It says Moon, Endymion, and Reincarnation. And this was done by Mix, which I don't think is an actual company anymore. This has no color pictures and has fun. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know. There it is. Fun little notes for things like this on the side, which I don't think the new one has. Cute little things. And where's the note button? Oh, there's like a little note from Naoko, who's the author of the book. So you don't know who Sailor Moon is by. It's by Naoko Takeuchi. And this is book 3. And I'm not going to talk about this one because, or I guess I could. The storyline covers, actually, no, go back. So we'll do these guys next. So this is the second release of Sailor Moon in English in America. And this came out in, there's the copyright date. Oh no, it's in the back. This is saying 2011. That's a long time. 99, 2011. That's 12 years before we got another version of Sailor Moon in English. In fact, it was out of print for that whole time. So like Mix didn't make reprints of this manga. Or in fact, I'm pretty sure they're out of business. I don't think they're a company anymore. This was done by Kodansha Comics, who is the company I believe that actually publishes Sailor Moon in Japanese. So that's pretty cool. What's cool about this edition is it's got color pictures. Look at this pretty one right here. I don't want to ruin it. And then there's, that one's really pretty. And then there's this one. Notice though there's no, hold on. There we go, here's the other one. That one's really pretty too. I don't think there's any of the cute little notes that Naoko used to do. There's this cute little chibi moon, Sailor Moon. Yeah, I don't see any in here. There used to be like little sidebars like I showed you. There is like in the back for these ones now, translation notes, which is cool. So if you don't really know a lot about Japanese culture or the language, that's pretty handy. And In this version, we have little chibis here on some pages, which is cute. Here's the back. This is new artwork for this version, by the way. What else? And this one covers chapters, or Act 1 through 6. So that's Usagi, Sailor Moon, Ami, Sailor Mercury, Ray, Sailor Mars, Masquerade Dance Party, Makoto, Sailor Jupiter, and Tuxedo Mask. In case you want to know, in this book, Usagi, or Sailor Moon, is called Bunny. And I think is Tuxedo Mask called Darian in this one too. I don't remember. Yep, Darian was the English name for him. In the anime, when we had the English dub, she was Serena. Don't know why they call her Bunny. I don't know if Bunny was the nickname for that. But we're gonna talk about the story too. First things first, let's talk about the artwork. It's so pretty. Look at this. Naoko has a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful art style. Look at, like, in this picture here, Sailor Moon, so pretty. I want to find, I don't know if my favorite one's in here anymore. Oh, here's one I love, right here, there. So pretty. This is from chapter Makoto, Sailor Jupiter. I think, wasn't her name Lita in the English dub? A beautiful picture of them kissing. Ooh. This is from Masquerade. Where is it? It's in this chapter. I know it is. I know it is. Before. Yes, this one. One of my favorites right there. Right here. She's got a beautiful art style, guys. I love it. Hers is pretty unique too. I've never seen people have a similar art style. Look how pretty, like, Sailor Mars is. Here's Sailor Mars. Or Ray in this picture. She's not in her sailor outfit. Oh, here it is. Here's one of my favorites too. This picture. It is so beautiful. I would love just a book of her artwork. Which there is. It's just super expensive. Anyways, her artwork is absolutely beautiful. Let me show you some of the Sailor V one. Here's some Sailor V. By the way, this is the first time Sailor V has ever been translated into English. This came out at the same time in 2011. And here's the front, here's the back, and here is the color pages in the inside. I wish there was more color. I wish there was like a fully colored manga. That'd be really expensive, but that'd be really cool. At least they could do it to Sailor V because there's only 2 volumes, whereas Sailor Moon has 12. And that one's really pretty. And then this part right here. Oh, that's not in color. Never mind. It's just the same texture of pages. Where is the table of contents, my friends? So Sailor V does not have a table of contents, which is interesting. Here's this really pretty one right here. So the artwork is so beautiful. I think she's got a pretty unique style too. Like I said, I don't think it looks like Clamp or any of the other people that write shoujo manga. This is shonen and shoujo manga, like one's for girls and one's for boys type of thing, is what I was always told. Maybe with the camera down a bit more. You're seeing nothing but my head. That's weird. Okay, that's better. So, but yeah. Let's get to the story, guys. So because I'm not gonna review this, I might review it with when I get to this part in the, like, these chapters in this version of the English. That's what I meant to say. So we're gonna talk about Sailor Moon. So like I said, this one covers pretty much acts 1 through 6. And so it starts off with Usagi becoming Sailor Moon. So Usagi is a middle school student. They're all in middle school except for Tuxedo Mask, who's in high school. That's actually something I do appreciate is that Tuxedo Mask is not as old as he is in the anime, or the original anime. In the original anime, he was in college and he was dating a middle school student, which is a bit odd. I think in Stars he's going off to like medical school or something, so he's like even done with basic college. He's got his bachelor's degree already, guys, and he's dating a middle school student. And in Stars he's barely become a high school student, so I know like the age of consent in Japan is 13, I believe, which is crazy to me. I mean, that's just crazy. It's a cultural thing, I understand, but it's still crazy. Anyways, so she becomes Sailor Moon, and then in the next chapter, there's a smart girl named Amy who becomes Sailor Mercury, and then we meet Ray, who's Sailor Mars, and before we meet Sailor Jupiter, who is named Makoto, we have a cute chapter called Masquerade Dance Party, which is where our favorite Senshi go to a masquerade ball, and they have to protect this princess, and Luna seems to think it might be the Moon Princess, but she was not. And then the next chapter, we get to meet Sailor Jupiter, and we also, in the next chapter after that, we find out a bit more about Tuxedo Mask, who's our main hero of the male hero, I should say, because most of the heroes in this book are women. In fact, actually, Tuxedo Mask is the only male hero in the series, unless you, at least in the manga. And then we'll move on really quickly to Sailor. So Sailor V, it's the story of how Sailor Venus became a Sailor Senshi, or Sailor Guardian, and she meets Artemis, who's the white cat with the crescent moon bald spot, and Luna's the one that awakens the Senshi in these one, in Sailor Moon. So what's cool about this is it's setting up a lot of things that happen in Sailor Moon. You get a reference to Quinsight, who is one of the generals, the 4 generals, who were originally Prince Endymion, who is Tuxedo Mask's past life. They're his Sailor Senshi in a sense. Sorry. And then what else? You get to see like little snippets of the Scouts. I'm gonna find a cool one where you see Ray and you see Usagi. There's actually a really cool picture where Venus is just right here. I found this. Venus, look, she's just walking by Usagi, not even realizing that this person she's just walked by is going to be one of the most important people in her life, in a lot of ways. In this manga, Venus is spending most of the time fighting what's called the Dark Agency. I can't remember if they're actually part of the Dark Kingdom or not. I think they are because they mentioned Quinsight. So, but yeah, I think that's it. It also explains, like, Venus actually, in this, like, Artemis tells her, well, you're an incarnation of the goddess of love and durability, Venus. So he kind of explains who she actually really is, in a way. And there's also, like, he takes her to Venus and he shows her the castle and everything, which is really cool. That's not something Luna does, and I think mainly because it is to protect the Moon Princess. Because you'll notice, like, well, she's Sailor Venus, but why does she have this crescent moon here? When shouldn't Sailor Moon have that? It makes sense, right? Venus is technically the leader of the Scouts, whereas Sailor Moon is the princess, but they don't know it yet in this volume. They find out in the next one, after we get a bit more about, I think the next chapter is called Chiba Mamoru, that's the name of Tuxedo Mask. What else? I think then we get to Sailor V, and we meet Sailor Venus in the Sailor Moon manga, and then so on and so forth. And that's when we find out that Sailor Moon is actually the Moon Princess. Sailor V is pretending to be the Moon Princess in order to protect Sailor Moon. A lot of, I know, this, look at the pretty art. Overall, I know a lot of people complain about the manga. They say, like, I like the original anime more because they like the character development in the original anime. It's about, what was it, 300 episodes or so? When I looked on, I was gonna watch it again on Hulu because I just finished Sailor Moon Crystal and I was gonna watch the original one because I don't have episodes to watch for Superstars. Although those are gonna be movies, I think. Oh yeah, I like the manga more. It's my favorite version of Sailor Moon. It's the original version, because I believe there's actually a timeline in one of these. Is there not? Oh no, it's in the other manga, the short stories one. I think, like, for example, Venus has a lot of character development in the story. It makes sense considering she had her own solo manga series. There's, like I said, 2 volumes of Sailor V. I think the characters develop really great. I think a lot of people want to see them as just middle school girls, and Naoko has a lot of the storyline focus on them defeating the bad guy and being superheroes more than girls, whereas the anime focused on them being both. I feel like I think Sailor V really does a good job with showing Minako, that's Sailor Venus's name, as a regular girl. Like, you see her going on a trip to Greece, and then she fights the bad guy, and she, I love this, she deals with, like, there's, you see the police and her interactions with the police and certain characters. You see her playing video games a lot. You see her crushing on lots of boys. So, yeah. It's really good. But I really like the manga more, to be honest. I like the story. I know, like, people like that the bad guys had. I do actually wish the bad guys had some, like, particularly the generals in this, because they are important to Prince Endymion's character. I would like a bit more with them. At this point in time, we only meet them in each chapter. Actually, I don't think have we met Zoasa yet? Yes, we have. Because he appears at the end. And then we're going to meet Quincyde in the next volume. But yeah, I mean, it's a simple story, to be honest. And I like simple stories. I like stories that it's a simple story. It's good versus evil. I like that. For me personally, I love, I know one of her focus for Sailor Moon, at least, versus Sailor V, is there's a romance in this. The romance between Usagi and Mamoru, or Sailor Moon and Dixie Mask. And what I like about this is you see a connection between the two in both forms. Let me show you what I mean. Let's go to chapter Sailor Mars. Here we are. They're on the bus, and he's sitting next to her, and he's like, "Did your cat talk?" And this interaction's really cute because they're not making fun of each other, really. Like they do, and they bicker a lot in anime. And she's like surprised to see him on the bus. She's like, "What are you doing here?" And she's like, "Are you in middle school too?" And he's like, "No, I'm in high school." So he sees his ID card right here. And it's a cute little interaction. This is his vision right here. Like, he can tell that she's Sailor Moon, which is really cool. but she's all blushy and everything. And then look, he kind of gets embarrassed because he says it out loud that she's Sailor Moon. It's a really cute interaction. And like I said, they're not fighting with each other in the manga. Like, he doesn't make fun of her a lot like he does in the anime, which is nice. I really like the romance in the storyline a lot. You do not find out about their past lives just yet. None of them know. Luna doesn't even know. Luna is kind of in the dark as well in this story. There's a cute picture of him right there holding Usagi. He's all embarrassed. She's all like nuzzling up to him. One of the cool things is this Usagi's dream? Yes. Mamoru has dreams of Princess Serenity. So does Usagi has dreams as well about King Endymion. Prince Endymion, which is really cool. It's something that I don't think they did in the original anime. I have to remember. But it's interesting to see that they are both having flashes to their past lives and who they were and what they meant to each other, which is really cool. I really like that. I don't know what else I can say, guys. Manga, read it. It's really good. I really love it. It's one of the very few girl power mangas where the girls are the heroes and they fight and stuff. Like, it's got romance, but it's got like cool fighting. Because usually that's in the shonen manga. Usually shoujo is mainly like a romance type of thing, like Mars. One that's really good though. That's a good one. Mars or Peach Girl or Fruits Basket. I know that there were other magical girl mangas at the time / animes. I'm kind of mostly focused. There's Cardcaptor Sakura and Magic Knight Rayearth, which are both really good as well. Is Utena a magical girl? I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah. This is, oh wow, this is a 20-minute long video, guys. That's all I have to say, really. I love the manga a lot. I grew up reading it. I still love it today. I've probably read the manga more than I've watched both the original anime and Sailor Moon Crystal. It's true. And I have 2 versions of it. I will probably get the 3rd version that's currently out in the US because it's super pretty and it's got more color pages. I'm hoping this picture is in color. Where did it go? I have to find it again. It's like the Masquerade Dance. I want this in color in a manga. It's so pretty. Yeah, favorite. But yeah, I didn't really have much to say. I'm sorry. It's kind of like nothing. But I love that we finally have Sailor Moon back in English because these are really hard to find. I love that we finally got Sailor V for the first time ever in English. This has not been re-released for a second time. It's only just this one. I don't know why. Maybe because they haven't done another re-release in Japan yet. Possibly. I think that's it. I think that's the reason. But yeah. So whenever there's one released in Japan, we'll probably get an English one, which is cool. So that means I might have like several versions of the manga. Even though it's all going to be the same artwork, same story, usually the cover will be different art. This is like new artwork right here. But anyway, that's it for the video. I'm gonna see you next time. Bye, guys.